Greetings, this is garthrs, the tireless adventure, another episode of StarMade StarSquadron server. With me today is Robin Shield.
Hello. When you pronounce my name, that always sounds so aggressive.
That's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah. Hello, Garth viewers. I'm here to check out your ship storage.
Yes, ship storage. Now I have two builds currently. I'll just give you a quick rundown while you're on your way here. But I have the big, massive one that you and I were working on.
Yes.
Which works 90%. It does
Nice.
It does everything that it's supposed to do. I had to actually kill the 8th bay because this huge, remember that huge logic knot that I had?
Yeah.
It obstructs the shuttle in bay 8. So I got rid of that one. But for the most part, it works. And
You were shooting for 6, so 7 is already better than you.
yeah, it's true. That's
Than
it.
you
Thank
had in mind.
Thank you. You just made my day, man. You just made my day. Yeah, but the
I'm
system
usually
works.
trying to do that.
The system works, but it's got a couple of flaws, and one of the flaws is, of course, that huge logic knot that is ridiculous and redundant. And a lot of that redundancy is my fault, because like when I'm working over here, I don't want to have to spin around and look at this side and make sure it's doing what I want to see, because then it was like click, run, click, turn, you know, and so I just move everything over here where I can look at it all at once, and that kind of made sense. And I started thinking to myself, man, I could make that so much more efficient, so much more compact, you know, something that was pretty modular. It's right. Yeah, I think you found it. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir. Found it.
All right, there's also
Now I have to get...
there's a build block right below where you parked. If you just walk right down the hill. Right, almost.
Yes, I see it.
All
I
right.
see it.
See if you
What
can-
is happening to the sky?
It's white.
It's gray for me. It has this. I noticed that in Jace's video too. That he had this constant gray sky there.
Yeah, I don't. It's white for me, so I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, so this little mock-up right here is not designed to actually park shuttles, more so to show the thing.
Yeah.
All right, now you see this little stupid ship right here that's been
Yeah.
docked on the import? That's where you're going to land and take off from.
Okay.
All right, now over here to the left of that, you see 4 buttons. One all by itself and 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The one all by itself is the park my ship. And then the other 3 buttons are bay 1, 2, and 3, respectively from left to right.
So when you want to when you want to call that back, kind of.
Yeah, when you want to call it back, if
Okay.
you want to call bay 1, you click the first button. You want to call bay 2, you click the second button. Now I'm gonna let you do this for me. I want you to click the Park Me button.
And let me get out of here. No, I clicked the button. Let me, I'm thinking now I should do that maybe in person.
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
Let me
Yeah, click.
do that
you
now.
can-
Okay, I have parked my ship, my little ship, one of your little L's here.
Yeah.
And now I want to park that.
Yeah, so you just hit the
I'm
button.
pressing the park button.
Now it'll automatically
starts
select
to-
the furthest available parking spot, which
yeah.
is number 3. So as you can see, it goes all the way to number 3, and it parks.
Okay.
Now turn around and look at the button. It went out.
Oh, so the button automatically turns off the activator.
Yeah,
Because
once-
now we have to make the.
once the circuit.
We have to say now activator.
Yeah. So it's not a button. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the activator is automatically turned off when the operation that you asked it to do is complete.
Yeah.
So now, if
Doesn't it work with the button? Just to ask.
it will work with a button, but if you look right behind the activator, there's an AND block,
Yeah.
and the AND block is my constant signal. That is something so I can check this is still in action. If I use a button, then I would have to basically use like a toggle state or a memory cell to say I'm in action. Instead, I just use an activator, which stays lit so you know what's happening.
Okay.
And the ANDs.
But we
Go ahead.
couldn't you do that with flip-flops?
You could do that with
Don't know.
flip-flops, but the problem with the flip-flop, for me is every time I hit the button, it would turn it on, turn it off, which is going to be the exact same thing as the activator and an AND. But the activator is going to stay illuminated so people know what they're supposed to be doing, what's currently happening.
Yeah, and you can see that the thing is at the moment kind of active and is doing something. That's kind of a good thing too.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Now, as you can see, the shuttle parked in Bay 3. So do me a favor and click the Bay 3 button to call your shuttle, and then give it about 3 seconds, and then try to click the park button and watch what happens.
Okay, could I make one suggestion?
Yes, go.
If that's possible, maybe make a light or so that indicates when one of the which one of the shuttle bays is at least full.
Yeah. I'm gonna hook that up. Basically, hooking the because there's no piping when you hook an activator to a light, so I can. Let me get my light and I'll show you what I was gonna do. Yeah. Put it right there. So effectively, in the end, and you can kind of, and one of the reasons I left this kind of blank is, people can kind of indicate this however they want. But like, I could put this right here, and it'll be on when something's parked there. The problem with lights, and I don't really like lights, is because they outshine each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So let me just turn these off real fast. So I'll cycle them through. Now these little buttons out front here are the ones in the front of the base at the very end. Yeah, they're just so that I can quickly simulate a full parking spot. You notice how the light in number 2 is kind of lit up?
Ah, you mean these?
Yeah, those 3 right there. But if you look at these little lights I just put down, notice how the number 3 light is shining so bright the number 2 looks illuminated? Yeah. That's why I don't like to use lights.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right. So anyways, so you got something parked.
Different colors?
Yeah, that might work.
Okay, so I can now call it back by pressing
3.
This button.
Yeah.
Or this activate.
Press that one. And then
okay, I will press that and then try to park it again.
Yeah, as soon as you see the shuttle moving, try to park it. Just go over and hit the park me button.
Okay. It moves. It doesn't work.
Exactly. None of the other buttons will work when the system is in operation. They automatically turn back off. And if
then
you notice how
suggestion.
Notice how that now that it's parked, number 3 is turned off.
It's turned off. Yes. Nice. Thing I would say is, I don't know if that's a thing you can do or you want to do, maybe a different kind of output for the ship, because otherwise someone could park his ship here and try to park it even when it is trying to retrieve it, and it tries to push the ship from the bay to here. But there could be already a ship on there, kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and one of the things that you can do that with like lights or whatever. You can put like red lights around it so that when the I'm in action button, or when the circuitry is saying there's something happening, those red lights will illuminate saying don't park, something's coming.
Because one thing I would say is you're bringing the ship back over this path, or?
No, that's the way out.
Yeah, okay. If I park it, give me a sec. If I park it, it runs along this rail and then goes to the parking bay.
Right.
So this rail is only if I retrieve the ship. So
that is correct.
It comes from the bay, goes here and goes here, because then you could just make a curve somewhere here.
Right. Yeah, and I see what you're saying, but this design right here, your track doesn't have to be laid out like this. This is concept.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you want an inbound and outbound, you could move the circuitry over here, because I you know what? Let me jump out of the build block so you can see where I'm at, and I'll show you what's going on. Wow, look at me.
But that is really, really cool, because that was kind of the thing we always tried to figure out, how to to make it possible so that you can park it in the furthest slot. Then it's a neat thing. I really dig that.
All right, well, come over here and I'll show you how I work that out.
Yeah.
All right, of course you have the activator that illuminates when it's parked.
Yes.
And right after that is the not, which basically gives me a high signal for an empty spot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then right behind that there's an and. What that and does is triggers, if you select it, you can see it triggers the parking. If you jump up top here, this is the reverse track right here. You can't really see it because there's not a lot of light up here. But the only way that this and can be triggered is if this activator is dead. So basically it reads off this not. If the not is illuminated and the park activator is illuminated, then it'll send out its signal to route the track.
Okay.
It doesn't worry about any of these other ones because it doesn't matter, because all these other ones worry about it, because this is the last, the first option.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't worry about anybody but itself. Am I available? Yes, I'm available. And then you come over here to this one. This one will check to see if there's anything parked here, and then it'll see if there's anything parked here.
Parked there, yeah.
So if there's nothing parked there, it will not get a signal to park. It will default to that way. And then it's just repeated over this way. And it just checks the other two.
Nice.
All right. Now, that is the park thing. When you're doing a call for a shuttle, that is the top and the top and reads something is parked here, and I am getting a signal to park a thing, which is this activator right here. You get it?
Okay.
Right? And then that and will of course trigger the proper rail sequence.
So okay, the end above takes a look. Okay, here is something, and somebody has pressed the button in the front.
Right.
And then it gives the signal to set these rails.
Yeah,
set
the rail sequence, which is
set the rails, these rails, the other rails there to this configuration. Kind of.
This will toggle two of them. Like if you select it, you can see it only toggles one actually, because it doesn't need to, because it goes all the way forward. Because the outbound track goes all the way forward. You can set your rail sequence up however you want. It's the actual cell that really matters the most. And that's it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. That's it. For each docking bay.
Nice.
And 2 of those blocks in each one are just pretty much unified. They all come across this way, every single one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
All right. Now this is just a repeater so that I don't have logic running diagonal.
Okay, through the whole system. Yeah.
That's the only thing this is, and that is also kind of what we're doing here. This is just reading what's going on at the main control circuit up front.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
and you have the activators.
Okay, on the way out.
Or you have buttons.
Yeah, on the way out, I don't need it to just activate. It's just a button. I have more buttons than I do activators, so I use buttons. It doesn't really matter what you use there.
Oh, okay.
But because all I need is a pulse. But on the way out, this sets the rails back to receive a shuttle. So anything that was done to send it out is undone when it crosses over this rail, which changes all these back into inbound tracks.
Okay.
And over here, we have this one right here, which when you click the park me, it just changes this section right here between the landing and the outbound. It just changes it back to the point in any other direction.
Okay.
The logic right here, this is also just a repeater so that I have moderately straight lines running. This logic block, this cell right here has several components. It has actually 2 AND circuits. When you hit the button, if nothing else is active, if any one of these knots are off, this knot down here will basically be on, saying something has been pressed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And each knot that I'm standing on right here is tied to the and below it.
Okay, so it doesn't depend what button in the front you press. The others kind of get turned down.
I'll push number 2. Just watch what happens.
Yeah.
The nothing is happening. Not the high signal for nothing goes out.
Yeah.
As does the number 2 slot.
Okay. So, but shouldn't it not work at the moment because there is nothing in
Right, there
2?
is nothing in 2. I don't have the reset for that. If you press number 2 and nothing ever comes, you're gonna figure it out eventually. But because
okay, so you just have to turn it off again, and then everything's set.
The only
back.
downside is if number 2 is pressed, and I start spamming this block, nothing will work. It won't park. It won't do anything. You know what That's the only downside.
Yeah. Okay. That's an okay system because you can see it. You can see that one of the blocks is activated. If nothing happens, just turn it off again, and then you can.
Yeah.
Use
if
it
I had a
again.
button, then I would not know what state the logic circuit was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's basically that. The and behind it is the one that checks to see whether or not another button is already pressed. And if another button already is pressed, then it sends a pulse to the little button here, which turns off the activator. Like if you press number 2 here and then you come to the side, and just hit the park me button, you can see the circuit activate. It automatically turns it off.
This turns on, signal to here turns off. Okay.
And then these 2 ands in the back right here are the 2 resets for the individual systems. The furthest row of ands here, if it gets I'm parking a spot. Hey, what's up, Nelly? But like when it's parking. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's parking, you'll note that when it reaches the end of its line, which I believe it's going to 3. Yeah, it's going to 3. So you'll see like the third and light up here, which resets the system. So it takes it back out of a unavailable to available. Now when you call, like we're calling number 3 right now, I'll just call that one real fast. When this gets a signal, this and this and group right here in the front is set up to look for any of these that's currently working. You see, like this and is illuminated. Yeah, so it resets the system when the operation is completed.
Nice.
And if you need to reset it manually, there's access to the buttons down here. You can always, just dig a block away and click it.
Yeah, nice.
But that's it. And you can set these bays up however you want. The logic doesn't even have to be behind the bay. I'm actually working on an idea in my brain now to have all of the shuttle bay logic behind the buttons, and then just do what I did like this and run activators out to here.
So you could kind of stack them next to each other, and then just have this activator or button below the rail, and then kind of connect it to the front there. That's a neat idea.
That's one of the reasons I was going with the modular thing, because it's kind of ridiculous. This top activator right here, it was because sometimes where I was standing when I was in not creative or not build mode, I couldn't see if it was illuminated. So these 2 here both read the exact same thing. I just couldn't see it from where I was standing, so I made it higher.
Yeah.
But that.
All right, I'm putting StarMade forever.
Oh man, don't do that.
On cam here? Why?
Well, I think they're adding the one feature I have been just very, 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 very vocal against for the longest time. It's a highly requested feature, but I think it is just the absolute worst thing they can do for the game.
What would that be?
So, you know the HP system, right?
10 points?
Yes.
Essentially, in its current state, it is nothing more than a second shield.
Yeah.
Which we already have shields.
Okay.
So why would we have a separate shield based on blocks that actually stops you from being able to destroy blocks?
I don't know. Are you talking about like a
Because
ship HP overall?
Yeah. So your shields
Each
have a
block
set
has
value, and then once that hits 0, you have to chew through a second number value before you start dealing damage
That
to a
doesn't even
ship.
make sense.
So exactly. And like it's a highly requested feature because like, oh, this is how we balance out combat. No, and I've been saying for the every time somebody suggests it, like it makes sense in other games. That's how you determine the hull strength of another game. The thing that determines the hull strength of the ships in this game are the fact that they built out of blocks.
Yeah.
The bigger, beefier ships you build, the bigger and beefier your ship is going to be.
So I always saw that as kind of an armor value or something like that.
Yeah, it's like structural integrity, like if you ever watch Star Trek, you know how they say, oh, structural integrity is down to 50%. It's basically a magic shield. And like, oh, it doesn't recharge and doesn't take power, but...
So you mean, just to get that right, you mean the HP every single block has?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, in addition to that, a separate total HP value for the ship itself before you can damage the hull.
Yeah, I have my targets. Like I spawn in a target to do a weapons test, and my ships just sit there and pound at it. And because it's made out of solid hardened hull, they can't even scratch it. I spawn in an Isanth. This the very first stock Isanth. I can't scratch it. Like it's like, wow, this is a killer to combat for me right there. That is the most uninteresting way to possibly do the HP
It's fine
system.
the way it is. I don't understand having an HP system. It's like, at least like you said, it's like having a second shield. Why do you need a total hit point value if you have hit points on each individual block?
If it's yes. If it's a separate shield, yes. There's other ways they could do the HP system and not be really fucking lame.
I can tell that you're upset, man.
A second HP is really unnecessary. Why would I build stacks and stacks on don't know armor behind each other to?
Well,
then I could.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I made a little core with 25 health, 4 power modules on it, and a cannon that does 100 damage. So I should be able to destroy 4 of those in one shot, and it takes 4 shots to kill one. And then after that, I can kill them all. And it's just like, oh, this is not the direction this game should go.
That's not good, because how is that going to work with docked entities? Yeah, so your shields will be made of, or your turrets will be made of glass.
But like originally, what I thought the system was going to be was every block on your ship added to the HP pool, but the HP pool would not stop blocks from being destroyed. It would actually, you'd have to destroy. I don't know how they're planning on doing it, but you'd have to take out like X amount of the HP before the ship is considered dead. So you would be destroying blocks the entire time, but it removes the core drilling mechanic because the core, you can't just hit the core and immediately kill the ship. You actually have to be destroying parts of the ship in order to kill it, which makes a lot of sense. But if it's just
the other way around is the other way around, just by adding another layer of
healing.
Shields, as you say, that is unnecessary. The other way, what you say, that you can't, don't know, a lucky shot could kill the core immediately, and that stuff. That would be neater because
that can actually happen.
Yeah,
I mean, if you hit like let's say it runs on fusion or something like that, and you hit a fusion bottle, it's gonna go. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, the way I was thinking of it was like hull blocks would add HP but not remove too much when they were killed, but system blocks would add very little HP but remove a lot when they were hit. So you could shoot the hull all day and not really damage the ship, but as soon as you start removing systems, the HP just drops like a rock. That was my system, and I mean the proposed HP system is not even up for discussion. Like, even with my NDA, I'm not allowed to know what the plans are. But from what I'm seeing in the current dev build, it's going in exactly the direction that I don't think it should go. And obviously, you guys are agreeing with me now,
I totally
too.
agree with you. And just to be sure, is anything that you've just said not allowed to be put on the air?
Oh, it's all
Okay,
clear.
I just want to make sure because I'm pretty sure Robin Shields said it, but I'm recording, so I didn't want anything to get out that wasn't supposed to get out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
I know better than to say anything covered under my NDA.
I figured you weren't.
Just cut it out.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause You're pretty good about that. You're pretty good about that. So
Yeah, it's in the if it's in the dev build, it's in the public, so I can talk about it.
but
okay.
That's hey Sven, I got the shuttle stuff worked out.
Yeah, I
Sorry to
teleported
spam
one
my
of your...
demon voice in your
Demon voice.
Yeah, I heard that. It was. Ooh.
Yeah, I had to grab one of your
Yeah, I
docks, Garth.
And that's
It
you
was in the
teleported
planet.
your whole plate to my station, right? That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I did that too.
Thanks for breaking that up. Yeah, but just for concept,
At least it's fixable.
that's how it works, Robin.
Very, very neat. I like it. Not that I could build anything like that, but this is a really, really cool idea to just have it that way and have it modular, so you could set up
As
20
many as you want.
bays.
And the only setup that you really have to do where you're interacting with the other modules is when you connect that seek furthest available parking. You just gotta connect that and to every previous knot.
Yeah.
Because none of them
Nice.
check to the right. All of them check to the left.
Yeah.
And you can set that up in whatever direction you want. If you want the left or the right to be the furthest, then you would set it up opposite. But it's it's really flexible.
Yeah. Cool thing. Definitely.
Now, what I really want, Sven, and you can go ahead and put a bee in the bonnet on this one, but I would like rails to be able to cross from one entity to another entity. So that way, like, I could bring a docked entity that had the set of rails I wanted into place, and the thing would rail across it. That's what I want next.
Yeah, that's a requested feature. It'd be
Yeah,
really
I'd love
nice.
that. Use your immense power to make it happen sooner.
Immense power. Like they don't even want to give us direct access to Shine. So it's not like, oh hey, you guys are elected. All right, here, talk to Schema. No, that's not how it works.
I figured.
I mean, we have to do the whole gather community opinion. So I'd have to do like a poll to gather how many people want that, and I guess I could. I guess I should.
Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. Just tell we want Schema to come over for a barbecue. Can you make that happen? What about like maybe a couple of beers or something?
I don't know, I've seen some of the counselors like talking about, yeah, we go for beers. Like, I'm moving to Germany.
Oh yeah. Hey, Robin should. You can hang out with him. You guys could like meet up at the walk plots or something. Go hang out down to Sachsenhausen.
At the what?
Sachsenhausen in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Red light. The red light district.
Is he living in Germany, or is he even German? I'm completely not sure what nationality Schema is.
He's actually Martian. It's a little known fact.
Yeah, that be. We saw it in Guy's video
He's a cat.
that he actually is a cat.
Cats do drink
So-
beer sometimes. I've seen it happen.
Oh yeah, the reaction of the cat is miserable. Then afterwards, is he really living here in Germany?
I don't know.
Was it? It's one of those countries. He's definitely in that
One
area.
of those countries.
I I always thought he is from don't know, Eastern Europe or so, but I could totally be not
yeah,
right.
Yeah, you're probably not right. He's probably American because he's so awesome.
Only Americans can
Only
be
Americans
this
can
awesome.
be that awesome. I'm not saying anybody else can't be awesome. No,
But
I'm
this
pretty
awesome.
sure he's.
So the amount of
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure that
It's
he is at least an Earthling. Could be wrong.
Yeah, Sven, fight against this feature. Tell them we don't.
Tell them that
want
you
it.
will live stream how horrible the council has treated you. If they don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, I will definitely bring up the issue to the council.
Eh,
I've already stated in the casual chat that I'm
well,
frustrated.
that makes sense. I just found a problem, Robin.
Yeah, what's the problem where we want?
I need to add something. Let me get into build here, because I forgot to reset the parking arm once the ship gets to the stall. Like,
What do you mean,
Like,
the
like
parking arm
we just
doesn't
parked
reset?
something, and then I wanted to check
Yeah.
and make sure it worked, so I undocked from the parking section and parked over here at the main landing spot, and it instantly sent me back to parking. Because I forgot to turn these rails back around. So
Oh,
I just
okay.
need to put a button down. Button. Who's got the button?
Wouldn't let me? We'll be back in a second.
He took off on me. He's just probably standing there all creepy staring at me. Alright, so let's give this a shot now, Mr. YouTube. Or Mrs. YouTube, I don't know. I don't judge. Alright. Now this should... I'm all crooked, John. This should fix those rails right there. When I park. It should go... Alright. And we go to park again. Now when we go down here, it should work. We're horrible at flying. Nope, that worked. Why is that? It didn't send a signal. So,
Back on track.
back on track.
Yeah, that's the case now. Had to get some socks. It's unbelievably cold here.
What are you worried about socks for?
Some warm socks, so I don't have cold feet.
Why do you have cold feet?
So that's the reset. Now that kind of takes the. Okay, you want to have it always in that direction, unless you dock something
Right.
to it. Okay.
It should always be. This should default this way. This should be the end.
The ships will get parked backwards then.
All right. Well, let's fix that.
Only thing I would say to that, because you tend kind of everybody tends to make the rail dockers so that they kind of point towards the front.
I just
And
removed
if
this
you-
one from the reset string.
Nice, very, very nice. I love it.
out. It works.
Yeah, we will need. I will need your help then later when don't know, have to figure something out for my station.
Yeah, because I'm the expert.
Yeah. It seems you are the expert now.
Yeah. All right. Now this.
A lot expertier than I am there.
I think I figured out what it is.
What do you mean?
Well, as soon as something parks there, it goes to parking. As soon as that illuminates. Oh, a Raj.
But it wasn't like that
It
before.
was. As soon as something parks here, as soon as this, I set the circuit up. I need to add something to it. I set the circuit up so as soon as this is activated, it turns off the system and resets the system. And during the reset, it sets everything back the wrong way. That is what is happening. Let's see. So if you're parking, all right. See this shouldn't work that way then. Oh, I see what it is.
I'm still trying to get it, and you already see what it is.
All right, that's call number 3. I think I just realized what it is. I neglected to check for a reset. Oh, I just did that wrong. Did I do the right one? Okay. When it gets here, it'll stop and it'll turn off. But when this button goes off, the one over here underneath the ship, if you turn that off, it tries to park it. So let's turn it off. See what happens. All right, so now that works because now it will not. Okay, that's good. All right, now it won't turn off as soon as somebody does that. All right, so this should work. Let's go. Yeah, see it turn. See how it comes back like that?
No.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So we need.
it's. That's what you want.
I'm verifying.
It's exactly like
I wanted to check. That's exactly what I wanted.
Accept me in your gravity.
That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Did you know that?
If that is what you want, then I.
Yeah, it's because
Now
this
it
is
goes.
supposed to be a button. It's an activator.
Okay.
It's supposed to pulse.
By the way, I still have some of your things.
There's a chest over
If you
here
have
by
a
the factories.
chest. Common. I will store stuff in there.
Yes. Stuff. All right. So that turns
Stoof.
everything that way. Yeah. And it is tied to. Shouldn't be tied to anything over here. Things should be tied to it. Yes. Alright, so we get rid of you. Goodbye! And then we shift V on that, and shift V on that. And now it should work. And this should be tied to it. So now we should be able to call spot 3. Oh, it's still on.
Yeah.
Now we have to verify because I screwed it up, changed it all around. All right, so it's on. That turns off. Let's try to park it.
Doesn't park.
It should park.
Oh.
Every time Sven does that, I'm
Worried.
I have the feeling something bad is happening at the moment.
No, I was just doing more tests. Trying to verify my findings.
Spoken through his fingers. No, it's fine. It.
Yeah, do
Now
me a
it's
favor.
went.
When it parks over there, go over there and fly it back to the spot.
We'll
It
fly
sh-
back
It
to
shouldn't
the spot.
move now. Did it reset the way it was supposed to? It did. It reset the way it was. No, it did not reset the way it's supposed to. What did I do wrong? I just screwed something up.
It does this
Yes, it
weird
does.
thingy again. There's a button in the or an activator in the back turning on and
Yeah.
off constantly. Is that the way it is supposed to be?
I don't know. Well, every time it's getting off of the thing, it's toggling everything it's supposed to be toggling. So let's put you there. I'll just do that. All right. This should turn off now. All right, I'm back.
Seriously, he shouldn't even be working on the HP system. How many bugs the rail system has.
All right.
Yeah, the turret thing that that Drakkard made the video about, that is a thing that gets to me the most, kind of. Because when suddenly your turrets kind of stall completely, that's not nice.
Have you seen any of my latest two videos?
Your LP and the one about your docking bay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, that docking bay video, can you guess how many times I had to record that video before I got it to actually work flawlessly?
Not really.
11 takes.
11 teeth.
Oh, nice.
So, sitting there, hit record, hit the button to activate it, it rises, hit the button to close it, close it. I had to do that 11 times before I could get it to rise up flawlessly and then go back down flawlessly.
That's not good.
Mm. Maybe that's the same problem you have at the moment, Garth. But again, for me, I'm all about the turrets, and
Yes,
this
I'm
thing,
all about the turrets
I'm
too.
all about
yeah, this thing
turrets.
really gets to me.
What
Yeah,
the heck is this?
I don't have done a lot with the rails at the moment. I only made this rail card kind of, and that's fairly
Oh.
easy and hopefully works without any bugs. But the turrets, yesterday I had a pirate wave, and when both of your main turrets just stopped working, then that's not nice.
Find the plate with the most crap on it. That's either fuses or garths. Oh, found
Yes.
garths.
Yes. Yeah, now the
Garth
reset
doesn't
now the
have
reset
a
is
lot of
working,
crap.
which has got me very curious. Oh, I know why.
I'm just flying my garage door opener. That's what this thing is. That's the only purpose this thing has. Is it has a wireless remote and a hotbar logic to open that door so I could get cinematic shots of it.
Yeah, thought that way. Did you figure out where the reset
Yeah, I'm trying to
were?
figure out. I'm
Where
trying to
was
figure out
the-
what's going on here, because apparently I've borked the whole system, and I'm just trying to figure out what is causing the issue.
Has anybody looked at my carrier yet?
Your carrier?
Yeah, it's parked up by Garth's shop.
We'll come. Let us.
I don't have time to give you a full tour, but
No, but I would definitely will take a look at that.
everybody's been building giant ships. I just had to bring mine in.
Mine's
I mean,
small.
All right, let's see.
Mine's small.
It's a light carrier. it's pretty small too.
All right.
I would
Well, I
definitely
did just
take a
think of
look at
that. You're never going to park
Okay,
a
so-
ship and then dock it from where it's parked. But we need it to reset this part when it comes back.
It went to 1?
Yeah, I filled up 2 and 3, so it didn't go so far.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
a mock-up model of this.
Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. All right, so we put a activator right here. Undo that. And then I'll just do this delay right here to give it time to get around the corner.
Okay.
I deselected the wrong one. All right. So, and then when it gets to this one, I will have it activate this. And I need to do this. Stop. All right. So this one will affect.
So this.
This will do. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one.
It's so funny. I can't see where you connected to, so I'm always asking myself where you do you.
And has anybody else noticed the flying thing on the radar? It's just spinning really fast.
No, I hadn't noticed it. But there's not really a radar in build mode.
Yeah, in build
All right,
mode on
all
it.
right. I basically what I have it do is
Um,
just affects the very last block. Let's test it.
Oh, is that? Okay. Is that one of the things that got stuck in the core again?
No, it's not. It's actually my antenna. It's a satellite dish on my carrier. It's spinning in place, but for some reason, when you're at the planet and it is parked above us, it in the radar as just flying around like a madman.
Ah, okay.
It took me forever to target the stupid thing, and then it's like, oh, it's the antenna.
Looks like the reset's working now.
Okay, it comes. This.
All right.
This is
Yeah,
all
try
off.
parking it, see
Should
what
I
happens.
park
It's
it
not gonna
again,
work.
or?
Oh, it did. Oh, check it out. But my little circuit didn't even work, so. The little circuit I made didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I'd have to study this thing in depth before I can give you any input. Or build one myself.
It's coming back.
Okay, it's coming back.
Yeah, see, it doesn't activate. It doesn't activate the timer. This doesn't activate the timer. So I don't even.
Do you have to?
I don't know why. I did.
Is
Nothing
you
happened.
connected? Okay.
But it's resetting now.
Then
it's resetting.
we
I think-
don't.
I think what I did is
That we
fixed
don't
it
care.
because it was out of sequence.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. I think it was just out of sequence.
User left your channel.
See you, Nally. Yeah, he's all
Scared
like,
Nally
"See you,
away.
Yeah, Nelly's just AFK.
Yeah, so restart. So I think I just got
Okay,
it out of
that's-
sequence over here. That's what happened.
User joined your channel.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice
It
thing.
definitely works.
Definitely.
If I want to make it slower, I can do it over here with this single action.
Make it
I did.
faster,
I made it faster.
not slower.
Well, I didn't make it. I can't make it any faster. It's 100% speed right now.
Yeah, it's sad that you can't make it. My rail line still takes an awful lot of time to just
Yeah,
get
and I
to the
did.
middle of this.
I did learn one thing,
Well-
that turning the shuttle makes the track a whole lot more complicated than it needs to be. So I mean, we could turn it one time out here. Like I could bring it out if it's a departure. It comes out about halfway and then turns around and is ready to take off. I mean that's super simple. All you got to do is set. The rails up here, 2 little turn blocks to turn it around 180, or 1 block, just if you have enough clearance to turn it all the way around. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely easy. I think I am gonna work. Go ahead, sir.
So, I could probably speed up your runway in the station. There is a easy way to do something like that. So what you do is you have the rail, and then you have a rail docked to that rail, and then you move them both at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You can get faster speeds.
Yeah.
Oh.
So just moving in a straight line from point A to point B, you can build it up so you should be able to reach 4x speed.
Yeah, that would be so convoluted.
2x
Yeah.
if you're... Oh, no, it's pretty simple.
Problem could be the whole size of the thing would be crazy, because I would have to have a long line running on a very long line.
Well, each line would only be half the size, though.
So
it's essentially the same number of rails.
Yeah.
There's just a little more control circuit. I already did it in an elevator, and wasn't that much more.
Flung him into space.
And that was a sixth floor elevator, so the control circuit was significantly more complex. So
That's good, but because then I at least know that I can have multiple stopping points.
yeah, if you want multiple stopping points, well, it does work with multiple stopping points too.
Yeah, I could take a look at
It looks awesome too, seeing the 2 pieces move. It looks more like a real elevator instead of just like a static cart going up and down. You have like the counterweight kind of thing going on.
Yeah. That's a nice
see, you're
idea.
right. I have to. What I have to do is figure it out, because it parked backwards. What I have to do is figure out, for it to test the circuit, if absolutely nothing is happening and this loses a signal, or I guess would be a low pulse.
Couldn't you make just kind of a parking rail where it kind of where you're able to just aim it, park there, and then it gets automatically pushed 1 rail ahead? The problem would be that if you for example would add a rail here that kind of points into that direction, a static point into that direction, problem would be that on the outgoing line, when it comes back, it would always kind of run back and forth between them.
Then it would do that.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
What have you done, Robin?
No. Tetris.
Tetris. I need your insurance card. Yes.
My insurance? You work off the rail.
I wasn't even in person. I was in build mode. How's that my fault?
This is fraud. Huge fraud.
All right, I see how it is.
Yeah, that's. On the other hand, if you just park it that way, you will get it out so that you can just fly straight out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Standing on you.
Perfect. fixed it. No need to turn the
It's
ship.
actually an unintended feature instead of a bug.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna sit down here, and I want you to send me on my way. Park me. First button. There we go.
Parking. We need sound modules.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, if you'll push the number 1 button for me, that would be great. Alrighty.
Coming back.
You can park backwards, I guess. There's plenty of room, especially when your ship.
And it gets kind of automatically put in that way, so
You're ditching the
No,
sled
this
idea?
is just the sled idea is still going to be in effect for me because that's the way I want it. But I was just mostly working on concept for logic. I do plan on not turning them the whole bunch, so I did learn that valuable lesson. All right, well, I've been recording for an hour and 2 minutes, and there's no air conditioning in my South Carolina computer room, so I need to jump off here so I can open the door and go wipe my sweat off on my wife.
it's always. So I assume South
it's,
Carolina
almost,
is hot.
It's 87
at that
degrees
time
right
around.
now.
See, I'm freezing my feet off, and you are telling me numbers that are so high for me. What?
Holy
78 degrees?
I have
You
the
should
AC
be
on, so I'm
dead
only
by now.
77 in
Well,
here.
it's 70. It's 76 on the other side of the door to this room, which is, I want to say, 32 degrees Celsius. 70 degrees is 32.
Yeah, okay, that's not nice.
Yeah.
That's nothing you want. Yeah, then get
Yes, I
some
will do,
cooling, good
and I
sir.
appreciate you guys swinging by, hanging out with me.
Hey, that was too amazing
All right.
to not take a look at it.
I'll talk to you guys later. Well.
Yeah.